Everyone is present. So I'm going just overview only. Okay, so server virtualization. What is server virtualization? So one physical server can able to run multiple guest OSs in the single physical server. Okay, multiple guest OSs can able to run single server. Guys, remember host OS. For example, my laptop having a Windows 10, that is called a host OS. So in my virtual machine, I have a Windows 10, or maybe in my virtual machine I have a Linux. Server 2016 to 2019, 2010, like it's like um, Mac OS or anything. Okay, the voice in my virtual machine is called a guest voice. Remember always, like a guest OS means OS in virtual machine. Host OS means OS in your physical machine, main machine. So anybody, if you want to do the VMware vsphere, so compulsory guys, 4 GB RAM dedicatedly you have to give it to minimum. You have to give it to the virtual machine. Okay. If you have a physical machine more than 4 GB, also you can use it, no problem. Virtualization must be enabled, and there is a few more settings you have to compulsory do it. Then only you can able to install and you can able to access it. It is not a very big deal. We can able to do it, but we need a slowly we have to do it. Okay, slowly one by one we have to do it. Okay, so that is one thing. Technologies compulsory go through what are the latent technologies. Next one is what is type 1 and type 2. Okay, so type 1 is a bare metal virtualization, directly hypervisor we installed. Okay, so I'm continuing yesterday's one. I'm continuing yesterday's one only. So type 1 virtualization is nothing but a bare metal virtualization. It is nothing but a bare metal virtualization. It means hypervisor directly installed on your hardware. Means your PC directly on server. Hardware means on server. When I say server means some people think I am telling about a Windows server, Linux server, yeah, hypervisor, not EO. Oh, okay. Okay. What is a hypervisor? Hypervisor is a platform that used to create and run the virtual machines on a single machine. So this hypervisor directly installed on your hardware or a system. Use any word or a server. You can use any word. But when you use a word called server, people think it is uh, Windows server or a Linux server kind of stuff. So whatever it is, like it is. So type 1 virtualization. Guys, remember what is type 1 virtualization? Bare metal virtualization directly installed on your system. Okay, no operating system, extra no operating system, no other kind of stuff is there. Now, what is type 2 virtualization? What is that type 2 virtualization, guys? So in type 1 virtualization, we have different products. In type 1 also. Type 2 virtualization is use hypervisor application to create and run hypervisor applications. Okay, so here it is. We have to go with a simple diagram again. See, guys, This is a physical machine. In this physical machine, we have a hardware layer. Okay, so we have a hardware layer. So this is my hardware. Hardware means CPU, RAM, hard disk. This is our hardware layer. OS layer. OS layer again. Okay, so OS layer. So yeah, sorry. Mind went somewhere a little bit. Okay, we have an operating system layer. In this one, we have a application, means hypervisor applications are there. Hypervisor based application. Using this application, we can create a virtual machines. Using this application, we can create a application. Means it's a general purpose computer only. Like I have a Windows 10 thing. I have a Windows 10 PC. So I have an operating system. Using an application. What application it is? VMware Workstation Pro. VMware Workstation Pro. I can create a multiple virtual machines. Okay, or I can use VirtualBOX. Another application is VirtualBOX. This is a VirtualBOX. Using VirtualBOX also you can create a virtual machines, right? So that is a type 2 virtualization. So type 2 virtualization, it's a purely depends upon the application. So you have a regular operating system. Type 2 virtualization means, yeah, here it is a my VirtualBOX. Okay, here also you can create a virtual machines as per our requirement. Okay, so what is a type 2 virtualization? So we use a hypervisor application on a PC. It means you have a hardware layer, OS. Okay, on OS we install a application. So that is the thing. In general, like I told one sentence, that is I will write here. I have a laptop with Windows 10 OS. I am using VMware Workstation application to create and run virtual machines. Okay, so this is a sentence. You can understand what is a type 2 virtualization, or you can use VMware things. Okay, so here it is. What are the applications? What are the applications from VMware? We got a VMware Workstation. VMware Workstation and VMware Player. This is another platform to create a virtual machine. So VMware Player is a free edition, so anybody can use it. VMware Workstation is, we need a license key for that one. Okay. Next, Oracle. Oracle is an organization and it is giving VirtualBOX. It is giving VirtualBOX. VirtualBOX is an application. Using VirtualBOX application, you can create a virtual machines. VirtualBOX is basically a free. Okay, VirtualBOX is free. Free, anybody can use it, so no need to pay. Okay, guys. Next, another one is Microsoft. Now it is not there. Now it is not working. It won't work in your latest PC. It is only works in Windows XP, Vista 7 only. It not works in the Windows 8. Windows 8 is introduced with Windows Hyper-V kind of stuff, which is not works in a home editions. Okay, so like that. So because of that Microsoft changes, the lot of changes occur. So virtual PC is a very old concept. So virtual PC servers, virtual PC client kind of stuff. So obviously there is a thing. Okay. Nowadays Microsoft virtual PCs not working in your Windows 8 and Windows 10. It won't work. You need at least Windows Vista 7. It will work. So obviously these two become a popular. Guys, Oracle VirtualBox is a light version. Very means it's not a heavy build version, light version and free edition. And same as VMware Workstation, we can able to do in a VirtualBox also. Next one is VMware Workstation is having a certain features which is much easier for a user options. Player is also free version. Player is a free version, so you don't get much features as a workstation, but still it is a free edition. Okay, this is a type 2 virtualization. Type 1 virtualization, directly hypervisor we installed on a PC like a vsphere. Okay, so what are the type 1 hypervisors? vsphere, Hyper-V, proxmox, server. Okay, like this. So these are a type 1 virtualization. Type 2 virtualization, application based. You use application and we are getting it. So where is a type 1 virtualization used? Here it is very good question. So where we use a type 1 virtualization, where we use a type 2 virtualization. Guys, look at here. I'm having a virtual machine running in my PC. So this is my virtual machine running in the my PC. Okay, for example. This is for 7th batch. I installed this one. Okay, no problem. Okay, so here it is. My machine is running. This is for my purpose only. I want to practice something on that virtual machine, or I want to run some application in that machine I created. This is for my purpose, my client purpose, my purpose only I'm creating. Not for everyone is accessing that one. Not for everyone can able to access or anyone can able to access. Not for that purpose. I'm using for my purpose in my client PC. In my client PC only I'm running virtual machine. That is a type 2 virtualization. Using certain application I am running a virtual machine that is called a type 2 virtualization. Next is type 1 virtualization. So why we are already having a VMware Workstation or a VirtualBox type 2 virtualization. Why we need a this type 1 virtualization? Guys, in organizations, centers like a, this is for personal purpose. That is for a centralized purpose. VMware, server virtualization or a type 1 virtualization is a centralized one. Centralized means think like this. This is a server and you have a virtual machines in this particular server. Server means vSphere server, Hyper-V server. Okay, you have a virtual machines are running. So anyone in the network can able to access, means particular users can able to access the virtual machines. Okay, what are the hardware you have by personally, but you can access it. Okay, you can access it from here like this. You'll access the virtual machines through the network. In a normally in my PC I have a virtual machine. In my network, no others can able to access generally. No others are not accessing, not that much flexible, not much flexible. But this is having a more flexibility. So one is in enterprises, we use type 1 virtualization, server virtualization, using a vSphere or a Hyper-V xenserver kind of stuff. Okay, we use this kind of virtualization technologies. Why it is? Because it's a server virtualization is a centralized virtualization, centralized one. So anybody can able to access the anybody. So based on the user, okay, anyone can able to access the server array, access the virtual machines. That is one thing. Second one is you can easily transfer one virtual machine from one server to another server. That is also very easy compared to our kind of environment. Okay. But this is fixed one. So internally we are using for our self purpose type 2 virtualization means application based virtualization. For a centralized purpose server virtualization, type 1 virtualization. Very good question. Okay. Guys, morning, last class I told about a server virtualization and I said that is nothing but a type 1 virtualization. And I told type 1, type 2 is there. Type 1 is a bare metal virtualization. Type 2 is a application based virtualization. But if you go to the PPTs, okay, if you go to the very simple PPT kind of stuff, obviously the definitions of okay, so when you see a definition, this is the document I said, okay, document which is I prepared, a lot of things are there. The thing is desktop virtualization. Guys, if in case, if I am unable to cover presentation virtualization or a storage virtualization or application virtualization kind of stuff, please check the any videos which is I taken earlier. So then we will get some sentences. Okay. This is a desktop virtualization, guys. So read the sentence about a desktop virtualization. Deploying desktops as a managed service enables IT organizations to respond faster to changing workplaces needs and emerging opportunity. Virtualized desktops applications can also be quickly and easily delivered to branch offices, outsourced and offshore employees, mobile workers using iPad and Android tablets. Yeah, no one is understand, right? So that's why I went to the second one. See, this is Microsoft one, second one. That is a VMware one. Okay. So client side virtualization, VDI infrastructure, guys. Whenever it is desktop virtualization, there's a lot of mixing things in the desktop actually. To make it more easy, of a desktop virtualization from status or from starting. So first read it. So what is client side virtualization? You allow virtual machine to run on client computers. Client means or regular computers first of all. Client means so many meanings will be there. Normally say I have a laptop, so I can able to run virtual machines in my laptop. That is client side virtualization. Provide application compatibility solutions by allowing user to run virtualized instance of earlier operating system and applications. Earlier operating system and application. Now I want to run a Windows 7 or maybe Windows Vista, Windows XP, or maybe I want to run a Windows 2003 server. Okay, so I can able to run it. I can able to run the world applications and world operating systems. Okay, so that is a possibility is there, right? So instead of no need to stick about your physical operating system, you can use any operating system, old and new one, and also you can run a world applications in a world operating system compatibilities also. That is a client side virtualization. So as per the title, as per this client-side virtualization in the desktop virtualization, in desktop virtualization we have two things: yellow virtual machine to run on a client computers, provide an application compatibility solution by allowing user to run virtualized instance of earlier operating system and applications. Okay, so based on that statement, your type 2 virtualization, the type 2 virtualization also considered as a desktop virtualizations. Okay, so when you come to the server virtualization, so in a server virtualization is actually type 1 virtualization. The type 2 virtualization is like a desktop virtualization. Okay, in order to achieve the desktop virtualization is one part is we use type 2 virtualization concept. So what is type 2 virtualization? We use an application to create a virtual machine and run the virtual machine in the machine, in a physical machine. Okay. Next one is VDI. VDI means virtual desktop environment, like a desktop, like a infrastructure. VDI, virtualization related one. Okay. So this is a desktop virtualization transform kind of stuff it is showing, but it is, I need this one. What is a VDA? Virtual desktop infrastructure, hypervisor segment servers into virtual machines that host virtual desktops which user access remotely from their devices. Like that. Okay, you can get it. So what is a VDI? So what is this VDI? Is usually like a virtual desktop infrastructure. Users connected to client computers that are running on a virtual machines on a central server. It means, 1 second guys, just wait. Is anything still there? No. So we'll keep it one side so then we can understand very easily. Okay. So user can run their applications and and access their data on the virtual machines from any computer or a device that support a virtual desktop client software, reduce the hardware cost. Yeah, it's completely boring, I understand. Am I recording or not? Yeah, recording is going on. Recording is going on. So don't worry. Yeah, so I little disconnected, guys. VDI, I will explain once again. First of all, guys, do you understand type 2 virtualization and client side virtualization? Okay, do you understand this point or not?
Yes, sir. Understand, sir.
Understand, right? So using a VMware Workstation or a VirtualBOX, you create a virtual machine, that is a type 2 virtualization, same as like a 1 point in a desktop virtualization. Desktop virtualization, not much 1 point, it is so many points are there. At least you understand this one, that is good. Okay. VDI will see that one. Okay. I will give you one more scenario kind of stuff. So, both VDI and as well as desktop kind of stuff. So when it is comes to the desktop virtualization, so also we can talk about a XP mode, because the first time whenever let's say desktop virtualization comes up, there is a few more things are involved in that one. Okay. So whatsoever it is, first thing is we have to discuss about a XP mode. Guys, Windows 7, sorry, Windows Vista is introduced after Windows XP. And of course, in the market in Windows Vista is not getting popular. There is a several reason. One of the reason is Windows Vista is required a more RAM capacity, like 1 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM, like that. More RAM capacity is required to install and run the Windows Vista. Of course, it is XP is take very less RAM, like a 128 MB is also enough for that one. Okay, 128 MB, 64 MB, 128 MB. Like that also XP runs very good. XP runs very good. Okay, so you don't require 1 GB RAM also. 256 means good. 512 very good. 1 GB very good. 2 GB double good. Okay, maximum support 4 GB only. So like that, XP is a very low weight operating system, but Windows Vista is a heavy weight operating system. Then Vista got failed in the market wise. It's just like there's several reasons, and Windows 7 is introduced. The problem when Windows 7 is introduced, okay, Windows 7 is introduced. Okay, so what happened? Windows 7, okay, so but the device drivers problem is the device drivers and applications, old applications not supported. Okay, so device drivers are built for a XP purpose only. Certain device drivers like a printer drivers, okay, certain drivers like a printer drivers, for example, what I'm talking and okay, device drivers means like a printer drivers for a XP only, okay, Windows XP only. Printer drivers are XP purpose, so it is not built for a, it is not built for a, it's not a build for a Windows 7. Drivers are built for Windows XP, not for Windows 7. So obviously the XP drivers not understanding 7. Example, that is one example like that. Okay. Next, applications. The applications are built for a Windows XP and it won't work. It won't work in Windows 7. Okay, some applications. Then what the people are thinking is very simple. So they take a Windows 7 PC, they give an option. So for this one, you should use Windows 7 Pro. So compulsory, either you should use Windows 7 minimum Pro, enterprise, business, like that. So there is a several type of Windows 7 editions are there. So okay, up to Windows 7, Windows XP is a pure one, like a Windows XP Professional or Windows XP Enterprise is not available in market. No confusion in Windows XP. Windows Vista also having Windows Vista Home, Windows Vista Home Business, Professional, Enterprise kind of stuff. But Windows 7 release with the 10, 20 kind of stuff like, Windows 10 Home Basic, Windows 10 Home Basic, first one. Windows 10 Home Basic, Home, Professional, Enterprise, Business, Business Professional, Ultimate. So like that. So there's several type of Windows 7s are released. Windows 8 come up, only three things. Windows 8 Home, Pro, Enterprise. Only three things in Windows 8. Windows 10, same thing. Three things are main important. Windows 10, Home, Pro, Enterprise. Okay, like that. Guys, see it is Windows 7, Professional, Enterprise, or a business, whatsoever it is. But minimum Pro is required, not a Home. Okay. So in the Windows 7, so main operating system is Windows 7. You have a machine with the hardware anyway. Same thing. Any machine, the layer of last one is has the hardware always. And OS, which OS it is? Your Windows 7 OS. Okay, Pro or something it is there. And make sure that Windows 7 must be licensed. That time license it is very strong. Why? Because of lot of people including in our India, lot of people use Windows XP as a free edition. Microsoft has so lot of things for people. So we think Windows XP is a free operating system, open source or kind of stuff only. Okay, so actually it is not a free operating system. You have to pay, and only in the lessons we never pay for that one, like that. But it is, see, it's a genuinity problem is occurred when they launch this Vista and all. So then they put a rule. So compulsory it will verify your activation or a genuinity. Activation or a genuinity of your product. So compulsory you should use product with a proper product key activation license key, of course. So there is an application, just an application. You can download it from the Microsoft. The application name is XP-Mode. Application mode name is XP-Mode. Is a .exe file. If you double click on that .exe file, it will extract. It extract and create a virtual machine called a XP-Mode virtual machine. Okay, guys, understand what is XP-Mode? Is a virtual machine runs in your Windows 7. Okay, what is the XP-Mode? XP-Mode is VM and runs in Windows 7. Windows 7. Okay, Windows 7 Pro. Okay, so it's Pro or higher. Okay, Pro or higher. Okay, so it is a virtual machine runs in a Windows 7. Here it is a mode is there. So what are the mode? It is like a integration mode, enhanced mode. Integration mode or enhanced mode is there. For example, I'm running I'm connected a printer, for example. I connected a printer. Already I told them printer is connected. Okay, printer is connected. In Windows 7, I installed the printer drivers. I installed the printer drivers, not working. It is my old printer. And the old printer does not have a Windows 7 drivers. Old printer. It is a very old printer, older than Windows 7. So obviously, the printer company not giving you any drivers. So exactly say printer company has to give drivers, right? Printer company not giving drivers for a Windows 7. Okay. So what is the thing? I install the drivers. I install the printer drivers in the XP-Mode. So because of this enhanced mode, so this print from like this. Okay. The printer will operate using your hardware connectivity. Because of when you are taking a print, the print related information go to printer drivers, which is in XP virtual machine. XP-Mode is a XP virtual machine. Okay, XP virtual machine, and it will do print. So that is very simple. Second, for example, I installed some application here. Okay, actually, practically we done in a few years back because there is a subject called a Desktop Virtualization subject. So that time practically we are done this one. So I installed a Office 2003. In my Windows 7, I installed Office 2007. This is Office 2003. This is Office 2007. Okay, I installed like that. Now, I went to the Windows 7. I went to, guys, carefully listen. I can't able to show anything. Okay, please carefully listen. Okay, in Windows 7, I open a like this. What is that meaning? Start menu. Okay, I open a start menu. In my start menu, it will show the programs, right? In Windows 7, this is Windows 10, but in Windows 7, it will show the start menu. Okay, in the start menu, in the start menu, it will show 2007 as well as Office 2003. Okay, start menu belongs to Windows 7 only, but it is showing both 2007 and 2003 because of this enhanced or integration mode of this virtual machine. So the virtual machines, applications, drivers, directly it is look like it is directly accessing from the your main machine only. This is the another point in the desktop virtualization. What is the desktop virtualization, guys? In your desktop, you have a virtual machine. The virtual machine, the main properties that the things like a drivers, applications, you can integrate it to your physical machine's operating system also. So it is like you are not running a virtual machine. It is directly you are working with a physical machine. It's look like you are running from the physical machine only. So that is a XP mode. XP mode is nothing but a virtual machine in the virtual machine. XP virtual machine in the Windows 7. Okay, so why we required a XP mode for Windows 7 that time? Because of the drivers and certain applications are very old version. So you must install those things in Windows XP in the XP mode. So then we can operate with the Windows 7. Okay, so that is XP mode. Okay, I don't know so how much you got it, but practically can't able to show you now. That's the problem. The last point I want to tell in a desktop virtualization, guys, because it's a type 2 virtualization. 2 points I covered. The last point is VDA, virtual desktop infrastructure. I will tell that one. Oh. How to tell? Okay, I will go to new one. Pictures are not saving here, guys. The first thing is server virtualization only. The first thing is server virtualization only. This is my virtual machine. This is my virtual machine in the server virtualization. So here is a hardware, and what is the next layer? Hypervisor. Any hypervisor you use it. Okay, this is the virtual machine, and this is the server. Okay. Now, guys, tell me how to access that virtual machine. From my machine, I am the user. How to access this virtual machine?
If you have a hypervisor, you will have like something like vsphere, sir.
Very good. Okay, so we need a remote access connections, RDP. Okay, RDP, remote desktop protocol, remote desktops, SSH, PuTTY, Telnet. PuTTY is an application, guys. SSH is a protocol. PuTTY is an application. SSH, Telnet. Okay, so whatsoever it is a user's desktop, it is accessing virtual machine and virtual machine related applications from remotely. So this is the basic thing. Here it is in the desktop virtualization in VDI. Then you will get a headache, guys. If you don't understand, please don't worry. Okay, don't think you don't understand, I don't understand kind of stuff. No problem. But there are several words are there. This is very simple to tell, right? But here it is, look at. In a desktop virtualization, first of all, they virtualize the desktop using a certain applications are there. The applications we use in a desktop virtualization is VMware. I forget VMware one. So 1 second, I just I think I noted already. This is XP mode picture. Network virtualization. This is remote desktop and presentation virtualization. Yeah, we have so many things. Okay, maybe I disconnected. I removed that one. So don't worry. So Citrix. Microsoft is not in. Microsoft one is also there. that is little different. Okay, Citrix Xen Desktop. Desktop virtualization. When you put a desktop virtualization, it will show the virtual apps, virtual desktops. So why it is not showing the? I already put somewhere. Bring your own device. So 1 second, just 1 second. Yeah, here it is. Horizon. VMware Horizon. Product name is VMware Horizon. Zone or Zen Horizon. Here is also Zen Desktop. Not Zen app, it is a Zen Desktop. Okay. So VMware Zen Desktop. Okay. But to do this one, this is the products, technologies. Okay. To do that one, so what they will do, first of all, they use a product and they will make a, this is a desktop. To do this one also, there is a several things are there. First of all, they have to virtualize this application. Important is application virtualization is required. Application virtualization is required. Okay. Application virtualization is required. Okay. So we'll go to application virtualization. Okay. So what is the application? Why this is so much? I don't know how many people really get it. Okay. Network and storage is okay, but this is application virtualization. Okay. What to start, what to go disconnect, and also okay. Before going to application virtualization, so we have to tell about so much of stories. What to start, what to start. I will conclude this part in a desktop virtualization once I finish the story of application virtualization, presentation virtualization, and user state virtualization. Three things I will tell, then only this will be concluded. Okay. So simply I want to conclude it is, this is, we use the application virtualization. First we virtualize the application. Guys, when your login means there is a user. There is a user here. Okay, so compulsory user is there now. There is a user in the virtual machine. Okay, this user also virtualized with a user experience or user state. Okay, virtualization, user experience or user state virtualization. Okay, so simply why we are doing this user experience virtualization, application virtualization, and server virtualization purpose is desktop virtualization purpose only. The meaning of desktop virtualization is a user can access desktop or application or his profile from anywhere. Means from his desktop, from his Linux desktop or Windows desktop, from mobile phone, from the tablet, okay, or customized access like that. So I can access my applications, my desktop applications, or a profile data, or directly a machine can able to access from anywhere. So that is a desktop virtualization. Okay, that is a desktop virtualization. So that's why it is written like this. User connects to the client computer that running as a virtual machine on the central server. It means it's a central server. User can run their apps and their access their data on the virtual machine from any computer or any device that support virtual desktop client software. Reduce hardware costs, support BYOD environment. So what technology? VDA technology that refers to use a virtual machine to provide and manage a virtual desktops. Host desktop environment as centralized server and deploy them to use. To desktop virtualization, majorly we use VMware Horizon and Citrix Xen servers, Xen desktops. Guys, here it is. In this case, first they use server virtualization to create a virtual machine. On the virtual machine, they virtualize the applications and user experiences or user data. Okay. Now, user can able to access his applications and data from anywhere, and he can also access his virtual machine from anywhere. Okay, normally he use a remote desktop kind of stuff, same as he can access the applications or data or complete virtual machines from any machine. Normally you need a laptop to access, so maybe using certain tools I can able to view my only application like that with a tablet, mobile phone, like that. Okay, so it's simply desktop virtualization. Okay, but I like first thing only. What I like first thing is type 2 virtualization is linked to desktop virtualization. Okay, type 2 virtualization linked to desktop virtualization is I like it because of it's very quite easy. Okay, right? Yeah, we'll come back to the starting, guys. What is a type 2 virtualization or a desktop virtualization? Okay, desktop virtualization, the first point is like a type 2 virtualization. We use a hypervisor application. We use a hypervisor application to create a virtual machine in our client PCs. We can create and run virtual machines in our client PCs. That is a first type of desktop virtualization. Second type of virtualization is run a virtual machine. What are the applications you are running in your virtual machines? It's integrated with our physical machine. Like a example is XP mode type. So you can integrate XP mode virtual machines with your Windows 7 operating system. So the drivers and applications running in XP mode, XP virtual machine, it's look like running from Windows 7 only. Okay, Windows 7 only. And the last one is VDA. What is VDA? Virtual desktop infrastructure. Virtual desktop infrastructure. So in the virtual desktop infrastructure, so first one is user. It's just simple to achieve it. So it is a server virtualization, create a virtual machine and give the access the virtual machine to user. And also virtualize the desktop so then user can able to access the desktop from anywhere. And next one is user accessing the desktop and desktop applications and data from anywhere with any device you can able to access it. Any device you can able to access it. Okay, like that. Okay, so that is a VDI. Okay, so these are the technologies or applications we use to do desktop virtualization. Okay, so remaining things I will explain after the break, small break. Okay.